Hi, hello. Today topic is the Earth and its position in the solar system. So everyone knows the solar system, right? So is it the easiest subject and we studied in school days also. It is very easiest topic in geography. So first we will go into see the solar system. The solar system comprises the sun, 8 planets, that is, everyone knows that Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Revolving around the Sun, many satellites revolving around their respective planets. Is right? Thousands of comets and billions of meteoroids. And one more thing. See here the picture. And one more thing. Pluto was excluded from the list of the planets in 2006. Yes, Pluto was excluded from the list of the planets in 2006 as it did not fulfill all the conditions laid down for a celestial body to be called a planet. Is that right? And see, here I given the points. Planets have no lights or their own. Yes, it is right. They have no lights in the planets. And all planets except Venus and Uranus rotate upon their axis from west to east. Is right? Except Venus and Uranus. In all the planets rotated upon their axis from west to east. Venus and Uranus rotate upon their axis from east to west. All planets rotated upon their axis from west to east. Venus and Uranus rotate upon their axis from east to west. And directions. Yes, the directions of the planets in their revolution around the sun is also from the west to east. The direction of the planets also revolving around the sun is also from west to east, and satellites revolve around some planets. Example, the moon is a satellite of the earth, and Jupiter, yes, here Jupiter. Jupiter has the most number of satellites, followed by Saturn, and the largest number of the asteroids or planetoids, series of very small planets or fragments of planets. Yes, it is a very small planets and revolving around the sun between the orbits of the Mars and Jupiter. Copernicus put forth the heliocentric. Sun has the center of the solar system. View was geocentric. Earth considered to the center of the solar system. Center of the solar system, which was put the forth by Polo. Yes, the fourth. Once again, fourth. Fourth by Ptolemy. Yes, and the average distance of the sun from the earth is about 150 crores kilometers. The earth is the third nearest planet to the sun after Mercury and Venus. Okay, and the shape, next one is the shape and the size of the earth. The shape and size of the earth. In this topic, Earth is an obligate spheroid and an obligate ellipsoid. So, with slight comprises at the poles and a slight bulge at the equator. Yes, the Earth is obligate spherical or obligate ellipsoid with slight compresses. Yes, side compression. Like some ball we given the compression, so like that compression at the poles and light slide and bulge at the equator, lightly bulged. So the equator and the equatorial and polar diameters of the Earth are about 12,757 kilometers. 12,757 kilometers, 729 miles, and 12,715 kilometers, and 7,901 miles, respectively. If the sea level surface is imaginarily extended under the land masses, it forms a continuous figure known as geoid. Continuous figure geoid. This is also considered as correct description of the shape of the earth. Right? Next one is evidence of the shape of the earth. Shadow of the earth visible during the lunar eclipse. The top part of the ship coming from distance being visible first of all, while the rest of it becomes visible as it approaches nearer. Right? Photographs of the earth taken from space only. And the next one is location on earth surface and latitude and longitude. Here, location of the place can be started as a relative and absolute location. Yes, when the location of a place is started in relation to some known point, it is called relative location. Absolute location is started in terms of latitude and longitude of a place, or latitudinal and longitudinal extent of the areas. Here, angular distance of this place on the surface of the earth to the north to south of the equator is called its latitude. Lines joining places as the same, here see, lines joining the places of the same latitude are called parallels of latitude. Their values range between 0 degree equator and 90 degree north and south, the two poles of the earth. The longitude of the place in its angular distance to the east and west of the prime meridian, the meridian of the Greenwich near London. Lines joining places are line joining places at the same longitude are called meridian of longitude. Meridian is a meridian of 0 degree. There are 360 longitudinals, and all the longitudinal lines coverage at the poles there are counted from 0 degree to 180 degree east and west. Here clear the picture, and some important points are parallel and meridians I given. See, some lines of latitude and longitude have great significance in geographical studies. The parallel or latitude of 0 degree is called the equator. Those of 23rd and of degree north and south S are known as the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropicon respectively, and the 66 and of degree north and south are known as the Arctic and Antarctic circles respectively. Next one, the two tropics mark the limits of the zone in which the sun rays can be vertical at one time or the others. Other places in this zone, except for the two tropics, experience vertical rays of the sun twice a year. The sun is exactly overhead on the tropics only once a year. Tropic of Cancer at the summer solstice, and the Tropic of Capricorn at the time of winter solstice. And next one, the Arctic. Yes, the Arctic and Antarctic circles enclose the polar zones, where one can experience a continuous day or night for or more than 24 hours. Outside their pole zones, the day or night can never be as long as 24 hours or more. The plan of prime meridian also divides the earth into two hemispheres, the earth and the western hemisphere's area extending to its east up to 180-degree east is called the eastern hemisphere, while that extended in its west upon 180-degree west is called the western hemisphere. The line just opposite the prime meridian on the globe, that is the 180-degree latitude, is called the international date line. It passes through central Pacific, and it is not a straight line as it veers to avoid passing through a major landmass or a single group of islands. The international the international date line is the basis of keeping the date, and the date changes as one crossing this line. The date is the eastern hemisphere is ahead of that in the western hemisphere. Therefore, as one crosses this line, one loses or gains a day depending upon whether the international date line is crossed from west to east or vice versa. Is right. Here see the North Pole, the South Pole. It's a meridian. Clear? In this picture, just check it out. Don't skip the video. And next one is great circles and small circles. A great circles is a circle on the surface of the earth, the plan of which passes through the center of the earth, dividing into two equal parts or hemispheres. A circle on the surface of the earth, the plans which does not pass through the center of the earth and those divides the earth into two unequal parts, is called a small circles. Right. And next one is all meridians and the equator are great circles. However, a great circle need not follow a particular latitude or longitude. An arc of the great circle on the surface of the earth marks the shortest distance between the 2 points of the earth. Great circle, here I given great circles routes are the shortest routes connecting any two places on the earth among latitudes. Only the equator is a great circle, while all meridian uh, represents great circles. Okay, next one is motions of the earth and their effects. The earth has two motions, that is the daily rotations on its axis, the annual revolution around the sun. Yes, the Earth completes the one rotation on its axis in about 24 hours, which is called its daily motion. Besides rotating on its axis, the Earth is also revolving around the Sun and completes one revolution is about 365.25 days, called the annual motion. While daily motion causes day and night, the annual revolution causes the changes of season due to the elliptical shape of the orbit of the earth around the sun. Distance between the earth and the sun keeps changing. The distance between the sun, here see, the distance between the sun and the earth varies between 147 cos kilometer per helium around January 3 and 153 cos kilometer alpha around July 4. Here see the winter, how the Earth processing the motions and revolving around the sun, annual revolving around the sun, daily rotation on the sun is given. And next one, inclination of the Earth's axis and its effect seasons. The Earth axis of rotation, the polar axis, is inclined at an angle of 66.5 with the planes of elliptic. The plan of orbit of the Earth around the Sun, and it's titled 23.5 degree from the line perpendicular to this plane. As a result of this, the Earth and its orbit around the Sun, the parallel of latitude at which the sun rays are vertical, keeps changing from time to time. As a result, the amount of energy received at a particular place on the Earth varies from time to time. This causes change of season. When the sun rays are vertical at the place, it receives more energy and it experiences some seasons. On the other hand, when the sun rays at the place are slanting, it receives less energy from the sun and experiences winter. Thus, the changes season on the earth occurs due to the combined effect on the revolution of the sun around the sun. Revolution of the earth around the sun and the inclination of its axis. In its orbit around the sun, the earth attains four critical positions in respect of the sun during its annual revolution. These are the equinoxes and the solstices. On Jan